Well, that swarm run was an unmitigated disaster, so how about something nice and simple today? Knife Dance. An excellent brutality tactics item. What it does is you just spew knives out of every single orifice that you may or may not have on your body. And I think that this one is actually good enough that I can do it just a solo weapon run today. Why? Because much like a lot of the other brutality weapons, this one excels in really good burst damage. I mean, even more than I would say most bombs or anything like that, because not only do you have the good damage from the, a little bit of damage from the initial hit, you have a lot of damage over time that's then being dealt at enemies. And if you hit them close up, if you get into melee range or so with your Knife Dance, you can get, 3 stacks on an enemy, which at high levels that will take down anything but a boss extremely quickly. Not too much for synergies when it comes to using this weapon, due to the fact that bleed synergy is just not nearly as powerful as some of the alternatives, namely fire. But the fact that you can stack up so much of it, and bleed has some pretty good special affixes, for example, utilizing bleed propagation, enemies that are bleeding spread to nearby, inflicts poison as well as bleed, all that sort of stuff. You can still get a lot of usage out of this. Though, like I said, the fact that you get such a huge amount of burst damage and then continue damage after that fact makes it a excellent weapon in just about any scenario. I would say the only real weakness of it is the fact that cooldown reduction, at least in terms of brutality, which is what I would say you probably mostly want to use it for, is not going to affect the cooldown, is only going to affect cooldown for bombs rather than skills like this one, for example. Which means that you are going to have to, unless you're going full tactics, and if you are doing that, I'd probably suggest using something a little less burst, a lot more sustained damage, i.e. a turret, or maybe even like a death orb. And if you're going brutality, you're going to have to deal with a little bit more of a cooldown than you might otherwise. But if you can dodge a little bit, or if you happen to be tanky from everything else, maybe you got a nice ice bow or a high-level shield, you can pretty much use this as your primary source of damage every single time. It's 3 stacks of, 91 bleed for 4 seconds. It's like, that's, in early game, that is definitely going to do you a lot of good. I'm gonna see just how, I guess I'll go with the hard for right now, but then it's definitely cooldown reduction after this. 4-second cooldown. Or, no, but 16-second cooldown, these. Never know how to read these things. Not too bad. I mean, you compare that to something like Aura of Laceration, which I think is a lot more rally potential, but doesn't have the amazing damage over time potential. It has a half as much cooldown time, so there's definitely an advantage there. I mean, yeah, that's the big thing when using any sort of brutality-based skill. The fact that you're going to have to wait around a little bit to use it, and during that time, you know, you kind of expected to be utilizing your good old-fashioned melee weapon, or, I don't know, whatever you might be using. I guess the only thing I can even think of might be, like, the Alchemic Carbine for a ranged? Oh, there's got to be a few more. They're few and far between. Now, you're supposed to get up real close, blast them with knives, blast them with bombs, whatever, and then whack them with your sword for a million years until whatever you're facing dies. It's a lot riskier of a sort of proposition compared to utilizing a tactics-based build, and survival does have some excellent ranged weapons too, but brutality just doesn't. Also, ow. Alright, I'm definitely going to be trying to go for the... Yep. Almost got me there. Definitely going to be trying to go for some of the excellent, potential affixes that you get with bleed-based build. but that's going to require a lot of money for rerolling. The other thing, as you can see there, is I could maybe potentially try to plan out having my scroll gets to reduce the cooldown time, but hopefully that should be... It's pretty good. Is it... Where's my prize, though? That's a real question. Anyway, but yeah, that's a kind of weird play. Ah, here we are. It's got that weird sort of style of Dark Souls where it's not exactly where the enemy... Very good. It's not exactly where the enemy last was, you know, like it doesn't spawn right on top of them. It spawns a couple seconds back just in case they fall off a ledge or something, and it could potentially be ungettable. Maybe into, like, spikes or something, too. I mean, not that it stops it from going to spikes, but it's not always a foolproof thing, especially when you have enemies that can teleport around. Sort of weird like that. Oh, Hokuto's bow would actually be a quite good pickup for this build, being, I'd say, largely damage over time focused. Although you don't have you don't have the huge amount of advantages related to damage over time that you get from, say, poison or fire, i.e. plus 100% damage affixes, which are so amazingly powerful considering how common those are. It's only, what, 30% for bleed, I think? You do tend to get a lot of stacks of bleed on enemies, which is ample time to be able to get a lot of extra damage if you, say, have a wolf trap or Hokuto's bow build going on there. Get that sort of stew cooking. So, you know, you get the... It might not be the best, but I would say that the huge amount of damage that you're going to get... Man, really, none of them? The huge amount of damage that you're going to get from any well-timed knife dance will more than make up for a lack of other synergies that you might have. That said, it's really just the cooldown, I'd say. It's the fact that it is a burst weapon. I mean, burst weapons are great, don't get me wrong. Something like cluster grenade, something like, well, knife dance, they are excellent weapons. You can get a lot of usage out of them. They're just, come on, you're just looking at like a hamburger when you could be having a steak with a heavy turret or something, and be having potentially infinite damage if the enemies are unable to kill those turrets, compared to really heavy damage every 15 seconds, I think I'm working with right now. It was a lot of tonics. A lot of tonics. I wonder what that run's going to be like. Probably kind of weird, considering that it's a very... I don't know. Not usable weapon most of the time? I guess it's another opportunity to do more survival runs. I mean, obviously, I could probably go tactics and be totally fine here. I'm trying to go brutality just because I've been neglecting that quite a bit as of late. Or it's been all fire weapons, all that sort of stuff. You know, get something a little bit new here. I mean, it's also why I'm hitting up the sewers, because the Conjunctivius fight is very much a fight that I think is countered quite well by the Knife Storm. Conjunctivius is a huge, huge target. If you get piercing, especially on the... Yeah, which I never actually mentioned. That's an excellent, excellent thing to get on there. I would definitely say that if you can't get something like Bleed Propagation or Adds Poison 2, go for the Pierce. Pierce first targets. I'd like Pierce all targets, but that's fine. I want to save up for another... 8 seconds, good. I'd like to save up for another Knife Storm if possible to kind of maximize my damage here. But yes, large target can be hit a whole lot. If you get Pierce, you can hit all the tentacles at once. The flying means that you won't have to deal with the fact that the limitations of some of the tactics weaponry, where turrets really don't like hitting her. And it might be a little hard to aim with some of the... she also likes to teleport around a lot and move very fast, so burst is actually a pretty huge boon, especially knowing that I can get a lot of extra damage just from the bleed alone. It's a good... if you are looking for what could potentially... I don't know if I could recommend this. It's not like I've actually done any sort of testing myself, but I would say that Knife Dance, a heavy Knife Dance build, maybe like super heavy bleed build, going against Conjunctivius, I'd say that's probably a good way to go for... good stuff. Probably a good way to go for the perfect fight, if possible. That said, buyer beware, this is not something I've ever tested myself. Oh, bleed propagation would be perfect here for taking out some of these pesky enemies. Yeah, burst also means that you don't have too much recourse when it comes to fighting multiple enemies at once. I'd say that, especially as you get a little bit later into the run, it's kind of best to maybe stagger out if you're using double daggers, just to make sure that you always have something to attack with. That you're never all on cooldown and can't do anything. So the Knife Dance does have a little tiny bit of damage, 20 damage you can see from each thing, and you're hitting with all 3 of them on an enemy, which I don't know if that's just a limitation of the Knife Dance, or if you can only hit with 3 at a time due to some sort of, whoa, hey guys, due to some sort of limitation with the engine, but that's, I never get any more than 3 stacks, that's what I'm saying here. Okay. Oh god, not this. You're only getting like a maximum of 60 damage, at least in this build. Okay, good, they're just killing themselves on the spike. I was going to force them to do that if they weren't going to do that down there. Well, that's a little frustrating because something like plus 100% on a poison target is just an absolutely worthless affix. And it's like, ooh, if they're poisoned, I can do the most minimum amount of extra damage. I might as well just, look for like the melee hits from like a firebrand or something instead. Okay, come on, get out of here. Oof. Probably gonna be going to the graveyard, and that's not gonna be too fun. And I do think that this is definitely a run that could do cursed chests pretty well. I mean, all you need to do is just run in, blast them with knives, and then run straight out. So, I don't know. I'm gonna try re-rolling. I feel like I'm getting some pretty bad RNG when it comes to none of these. Nothing. I re-rolled 3 times. That is 2 shops now that I have re-rolled to the maximum possible re-rolling potential, and I got nothing. Nothing. That's ridiculous. Alright. Also, of course, I have so many tactics. How do I even get this many tactics? I'm not even trying to get tactics. How does it even happen like this? Though again, I would probably say that if you... in these very extremely, extraordinarily specific circumstances, it would probably be best... I'm talking doing a single weapon run with Knife Dance, you'd probably want to go tactics over brutality. Because, you know, the cooldown reduction is just going to be... Alright. Oh, that was 4 stacks. Alright then. And somehow we cleared all 4 of those stacks by teleporting. I don't know if that's a thing that elites can normally do, or if that's new. Oh, come on! Oh, if I could just use my homunculus rune here, but that's against the rules of the run. The rules of the road as well. Oh, God, guys, it's... RNG is just not being kind to me there. I could really use a... Really use a different necklace compared to what I'm using right now. Maybe something with brutality? I don't know. Maybe just another Knife Dance? Something. Give me something here. Alright, anyway. Oh, keep forgetting to mention this every single time. You get this weapon from the bat enemy, which is the little tiny flying enemy that dashes at you. You'll see him a lot in like the promenade and stuff like that. He's pretty much one of the 2 major flying enemies, I would say, the kamikaze bat and the regular bat. And it's a rare blueprint, so I would definitely recommend... Oh, okay. So I definitely recommend maybe going with... trail of goo. Yeah, anyway, what was I even saying now? I'm getting distracted by lore. I forgot. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. I'm sure whatever it was completely pointless anyway, like a lot of the stuff I say here. Alright, alright. I don't have nearly the ability to get to the... Alright, good. Don't have nearly the ability to get the... Oh, I'm just getting too distracted by all of these enemies in here. I'm just completely losing it this episode. Oh, well, whatever. Let's just go with a play-by-play commentary then instead. Alright, so I'm looking for a lot of cursed chests. I'm not really seeing anything here. I'm looking, obviously, for any extra knife dance that I could possibly get, but that's also not happening, which is just fantastic. Thanks a lot, Dead Cells. You're usually so kind to me. Why this time? Why are you... What's with the hate here? Where's the love, man? Never liked that song, Where's the Love, by Black Eyed Peas, maybe? It was always one of the most ridiculous sort of message songs, I think, in existence. The idea of, hey man, things are bad. Why can't things be better? They should be better. Come on, guys, let's do things to make better. And it's just like, this is the most nothing call to arms that I've ever heard. Anyway, what are we looking at? Shop would be real nice right now. I don't know if I'm gonna get two in this area, but if I could, I'd enjoy it. Never go to the sewers enough to... Oh, that was a good one. Never go to the sewers enough to actually remember exactly how the layout here works. Like something like the... Yeah, there we are. Also, Blood Sword, that would be thematically nice. Yeah, something like the Stilt Village, for example. Oh yeah, I definitely know exactly how many shops and how many treasure rooms, cursed chests I'm going to be getting in that area. Ancient sewers, I don't know. I think there might be one guaranteed. I'm just going to take that for the extra 60% health. It might be like one guaranteed cursed chest somewhere around here. Aside from that, it's also just a difficult area to go through in general, especially because I'm spawning a lot of extra enemies that my cooldown reduction is not really... Well, that my current cooldown is not really allowing me to work with too well. Oh no, I guess I did actually look at two shops right now, so that's spicy meatball. Well, alright, I'll check in that last area in the hopes that I find something. Who knows, maybe a challenge rift, maybe a cursed chest. I will cross that bridge when I get to it, I guess. And that bridge was completely non-existent. That bridge was a mirage that I saw at a distance. It looked like a bridge, but it was actually a plank of wood somebody put on the road. Maybe there's something down here? I don't know. Maybe I'll get like a little bit of extra stats. God, again, bleed propagation would be the best thing to be able to take care of these many, many enemies that I'm facing. Just an absurd amount for the toolkit I am working with. Alright, there's nothing even down here anyway, whatever. So yeah, bleed prop... I mean, essentially, I would say that... I'm trying to think, like, there's a couple good ones, but there's a couple good bleed-specific affixes that I like, but I think my favorite one is my favorite two are bleed propagation and adds poison, because poison is good for elites and bosses, as well as setting up some other nice synergies, and propagation is great for, you know, getting that burst to continue ad infinitum if possible. Alright, what do we got? Give me something good. That's, I mean, is better. Pierce the first target, it's something I'm like, I don't want to risk anything else. I got 2 brutality, I got... I mean, I've got 2 brutality, I've got, pierce targets. Those are both pretty good for what I'm working with right now. I just really would have liked to have gotten a second Knife Storm by this point. The fact that I didn't is kind of ridiculous. Oh well, at least it's S rank. I'll give it that. Bam. See, even something that I grabbed right at the very beginning, even something that is, well, only a single item, working pretty well to take this boss down. Just, oh, this cooldown is just killing me, man. I'd like if 2 of those things came up at a time as well. I mean, when it's off cooldown, that's, you know what I meant, Dead Cells. Don't even pretend like you didn't. Alright, fine. Spreading damage in this fight is probably advisable, so this isn't too bad. It's not like I'm working with any sort of time limit anyway. Get up so you start to take more damage. Or, actually, I have no idea how that works, I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. Alright, come on. At least Conjunctivius is taking a lot of damage. Tentacles, not nearly as much. Oh, come on, that was ridiculous. Oh, man. Kind of surprised I didn't get a cursed chest in that last area. I mean, I am only working on 1 cell mode, so I don't really have as many cell doors as I would like. I mean, even as... And I also don't really think there's too much to get for. Yes? Almost there. This would be going so much faster. I just had a second one. Anyway, yeah, like, best 1 cell door I can think of is the 1 cell door in the ossuary. Gives you the food shop, which is super useful. 2, 1, and go. Really does chunk off a lot of that health. It's just, oh, it could be so much better. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I guess it's mostly just testing this out on bosses, which is why I think that it's a, okay, and... Which is why I think you can only get 3 stacks. I don't know. Hey, sometimes these episodes are as much of a learning experience for me as they are for you, or maybe just for me, because it's... Look, I just play this game a lot. I don't know everything about it. Alright, get 2 of these guys up at... Not quite. Oh, boy. Well, this is... Of the places to spread out damage, this is probably one of the better ones. I do not want 3... I don't want, you know, 3 full health red tentacles on... Or 2 full health red tentacles on me in this fight, if possible. I should have just said that it was fine to go for tactics only this run. It does give me a little bit of extra health, and I wanted to do something with brutality this time, but, oh god, the cooldown is killing me, not literally, but metaphorically. Like a... I'm trying to think of something that kills you metaphorically. Something that's very funny? I don't know. Come on. And burst. There we go. That's the good burst. So, how you doing, man? Yeah, cool, cool. I've had those days too. Oh, hey, come on. You don't need to fly off the handle like this. And there we go. That should probably get me into the next phase, and parfait. Always shooting those poison arrows. That's what I like to call an ABC day. Anybody get that joke? No? No. Okay, gotcha. Alright. I should have a potion refill at the end of this, so that will be quite pleasant, I would hope so. Ooh, these things don't have a little bit more health than I would have liked to at this point, than I would like to have had them have at this... Wow, that is a sentence. Alright, anyway. Probably go for 1 more potion, because in all likelihood I'll get another... Yep. Just gotta kill 1 tentacle. That usually affords you enough time to potion up. And there we are. Besides, I still... if nothing else, still got the heart. And building brutality has put me at quite a bit more tanky than usual. And also faster tentacles means more of opportunity to get the bleeding. So... You liking all these excuses that I'm making? It's as if I'm just killing time before I... 2, 1... Come on! Oh, whiffed it. Got too overzealous. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta tell you, that was a kind of a lame... Okay, fine. Every time I tell you, it's conjunctivious. Okay, come on. You know what? I'll tank it. That's fine. One more hit, one more solid hit, and this will be done. And, oh, no, hit. It didn't register my hit because I got a hit stun for a second there. God, if she decided to teleport all around again, that would have been terrible. Oh, man. Spike boots poisons the enemy. Oh, it's so good. But no, it's not the spiked boot run. I have done what, 2 spiked boot runs at this point. I can't just keep taking that weapon as much. It's one of my favorites. At least when I was using a lot more melee weapons, I would say that it was my favorite melee weapon. Yeah, it's real good. The enormous breach potential with the fact that you get so much. What's the word I'm thinking of? Criticals. Enemies are always attacking you, so you're able to do a ton of damage to them, which will breach them extremely easily. But these days, I'm all about attacking dudes at range, so it's kind of fallen to the wayside compared to a lot of the other ones. And... ridiculous. Please... For the love of God. Oh, come on. That fight really take that long? Oh, it was... lollygagging. Always the death of my speed run doors. I don't know. Alright, let's just get on with this here. Conjunctivious. Provided that I can get a second upgrade and hopefully at least somewhat upgraded knife dance is going to be the deciding factor in this run. That should hopefully... Oh, hey, another bleed focus thing, but nope. Fierce all enemy's pretty good. It should hopefully mean that was the hardest part of the fight, and that, you know, from this point it'll be maybe not a cakewalk, but at least like a cake jog. Let's jog on some cake. That's how I do it. That's how I roll. Alright, give me that key already. Now the real question is, do I want to go for curse chests? And I'm gonna say probably not. There's always a huge amount of curse chests in here, and as good as I think that this weapon is for dealing with that, the problem is that the aftermath, i.e. all of the corpse biters flying out of the host zombies, that's a backbite. Back out. That's what drops this weapon. That's going to probably kill me, not getting hit by a catcher or something. So I feel like it's, you know, a little bit of a better safe than sorry, especially after I got totally schooled on that swarm run. Being so foolish and brazen as to take a cursed chest after all. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay. I hate you so much. You would be dive attacked like 12 days to Sunday if I could do that right now. Architect's key? No. That's how you get the, that's how you get merchandise category. That's how you get to choose what you have in shops. Motion Twin, you hit that thing too well. Everybody's still asking me about it. I cannot even believe it. I want to go for the damage. I also want a little bit of health right now. Because, as a, you know, starting out, not too bad. Conjunctivious, not too heavy of a damage dealer, just more of a constant damage dealer. However, coming up here, especially against the hand, it's just going to get worse and worse. So I would really like to kind of keep my HP at least a little high here. I think 2,600, that's not bad. That's pretty good. That is a... Ooh, nice. But unfortunately, no. That is an acceptable sort of range here. I want to say probably by the end, if possible, 4,000 health? Obviously, the better thing would be if I were to... Really? I didn't manage to hit this guy. A better thing would be is if I had any amount of... Don't die. Don't die. Please don't die. Died. If I got any sort of damage reduction at all, that would be great. And still no Architect Key. I mean, I don't... It's not like I'm gonna get anything from that, but like... Come on. Rubbish. Oh, just gold. That's okay, I guess. Bleh. Gross. Exactly. You got it, Dead Cells Man. Whatever your name is, which I still cannot believe that there's still no official name for this guy. It's what? Dead Cells guy, I guess. Let's just go full on Doom guy. Well, actually, Doom guy does have a name now. He's called the Doom Slayer. So, no excuse, really. This might be bad. Nah, it wasn't too bad. Okay, that's fine. All right, what am I looking for? Shops. Number one thing. Gotta get them shops. What a combo. What a combo. Anyway, I hate you up there, by the way. Nope. Still on cooldown. Like I said, not nearly as bad as something like... Not nearly as bad as something like... That was close. Aura of Laceration, which is just prohibitively ridiculous in how long you have to wait. It's like a 30-second cooldown, even if you get, 100% or something. Oh, this would actually be a really good synergy with this, but nope. Not only would I get a lot of extra stats, I would also be able to get that critical pretty much all the time. Alright. Alright. Well, dodging was pretty alright, but I would also like to sell this for cash money, if possible. Thank you. Still kind of surprised that there is exactly one completely overpowered form of invisibility, and then one, alright form of invisibility. Probably most to take it if I was getting cursed a lot, doing a cursed chest run or something. There's the Architect's Key. Yep, that's what you're looking for if you want to go for merchandise category. It's always, the door always appears all the way on the right side of the biome. Just find it in one of those blocks somewhere. Oh, past the cursed chest, that's actually where I wanted to go. But who knows, maybe I'll find a shop down here, and maybe I will finally, for the love of God, just give me another one of these stupid weapons here. I cannot believe I'm still using the one from the very beginning. This is why I use armory mods, after all. Because of this sort of ludicrous RNG. I think you understand what I'm saying. Alright. There's where the Moonflower Key would be, but definitely not going for that. And I don't... Thanks guys. Whatever, going into the Sepulcher should give me a little bit of... Oh, there's a shop. Going to the Sepulcher should give me a refill on the potion, I want to say. Unfortunately, no time door. That sucks. Come on. Come on! Why? What is this garbage? Okay, anyway. Alright. Hey, Just be thankful that I at least got an S rank one. There's no guarantee after all. There's not even that many powers in the game. How can I continuously get all the ones? How many tonics have I gotten in this run? How many? So many. Too many. Oh. Wasn't here? Oh, yeah. Double weapon deal. Double weapon Tuesdays. I think that it might be worth going for... this is... Okay, I'm not going to say this is a good idea. Here... I really like to get this, have this guy get out of the way first. But, it might not... I don't think it's worth fighting enemies in here to get rid of Curse. I think it's probably worth fighting enemies in the Sepulcher to get rid of a Curse. How many of these lacerating wars have I gotten in the similar sort of vein of questioning? But anyway, yes, going into the Sepulcher, I think is going to be a lot safer, surprisingly enough, as far as killing enemies goes. That's nice, at least. There's one down. All right, and then I guess I'm just gonna go for the second one too. And also the amount of enemies that are packed into that place. There's another colorless spiked boots too. The amount of enemies packed into that place will also mean that I should clear it out pretty quick. Especially if I can dodge enough exploding... Yeah, I don't want to accidentally kill one of those host zombies. Especially if I can get a few exploding bats around me and have them dispatched quickly. I think that that'll be a very effective way to clear this out quickly. All right. The moment of truth. I'm just going to keep my money because at some point in time, I'm going to run into a shop where I can... Wishful thinking, maybe. But we'll see, we'll see. This might be a really bad idea. Ooh. All right. Nah. 19 seconds ago? Oh! Alright. That's... I thought it was like 24 minutes. I didn't know it was 26. Well, that's a little... That's a little, disheartening. Even though I still have my heart. My weirdly anatomically correct heart that, represents an extra life, I guess. I'm not even gonna risk it. Okay, let's get down here. Let's not activate that. Where are all the enemies? I was just saying that this place is usually so packed with enemies. What is going on here, guys? Oh, this would also be a good time for a little bit of fishing, if I could use my homunculus rune. Yep, okay. Okay. 2 Inquisitors. There we are. There's the full Monty of enemies, the full suite of enemies that I was looking for. Alright, should be able to clear this out nice and quick in the pit of a million billion trackers down there. Hey, you guys. So you're looking for me, eh? Well, you found me. Come and get me. Please don't actually get me, though. That would be very, very disheartening. And this time, it would not actually because I lose my heart, but because I'd just be dead. Oh. I see you got separated from the pack, and you somehow found me. I don't even know how that happened. Okay, there we go. Hey, oh, wait. Freaked out a little bit there. Totally fine. Just need a couple more, you little duders. Okay, now I know that was technically not within the rules of the run to do that, but it looked pretty cool. So, I mean, how can I resist? 4, 3, 2, 1, and just smack you one good. Should hopefully kill him, and it did. And one more. No. All right, come on, guys. Oh, 1 second. And there we go. 2 free scrolls, and by free I mean hard fought and hard won. But 2 nonetheless. Now I can play a little bit more careless, which is always a plus in my book. Yeah, it's unfortunate that something like sadism is just not going to work too well for me in these circumstances. I'm getting bleed all the time, but again, I'm getting, what, 71 damage with each one of these knives. It's not even remotely worth trying to buff that up as much as the game gives me affixes to do so. More cooldown reduction. I want it. Gotta have that thing. Now, number one thing, shops. Gotta have the shops. The key is nice. I'll find the key eventually. The shops, though, will give me an upgrade right now. So, gonna be seeing what I can find here. Maybe over this crazy spike mountain, I might be able to find something. I have no idea. I don't even know if I've ever seen this particular level chunklet appear in the Sepulcher. Wow, what a prize. Anyway, only one place to go, I guess. Man, I could have swore that it was 24 minutes to get into that time door. I cannot believe that it was like 26. I would have made that easily if I wasn't farting around getting cursed chests. Or if I got cursed chests earlier. Now that might actually be another cursed chest. I feel like I don't want that. I could go without having that stress in my life if I could. Cluster grenade is, as always, probably, I would say as far as burst damage goes, that is my number 2 pickup. Because, well, number 2. I would say that's my number 1 pickup, and this is my number 2 pickup. Because as powerful as it is, it just does not benefit from brutality the same way that any sort of bomb does, because of the whole fireworks technician mutation that you get. Just makes them a lot more powerful. I mean, it even has the exact same sort of problem of having a pretty long cooldown, but the burst damage is absolutely incredible on that. And also, unlike this, it also benefits, you know, something like plus 100% on poisoned or burning target, you get a whole ton more benefit from. Just give me 21%. Doesn't look like I'm actually getting any more cooldown time. It seems to be stalled out at 57. I thought that, I mean, I wonder if that was actually a more or less recent patch, because that used to go significantly higher. Maybe I just need to have more tactics, I don't know. That's pretty much always a possibility. Can't believe I have not yet found a shop. What am I looking at right now? 27k. Oh, there's a shop. 27k. I don't know if that's going to be enough to actually reroll 3 times and still be able to afford an item, but what recourse am I being given? Thank God. What recourse am I being given at this point? Knife Dance 1S. What a get. But Knife Dance 6, once. Nah, nothing. Straight garbo. Don't even care. Like, what am I actually getting? Yeah, it's 7++ is still better than an S1 rank. I mean, to no one's surprise, of course, but I just wanted to make absolutely sure. You never really know sometimes. Alright. Okay, this should finally start to kick it into maximum No, I'm not doing that. I'm not making that same reference again. We'll talk about, like, Trucks, the original story that it was... it was based on. I mean, the idea that guy would have a vision of the future where he just sees, like, the entire world being paved. It's like, come on, guys. Not everybody is going to kowtow to the trucks as easily as you did. Or at least I would hope not. What sort of cowardly alternate universe is Stephen King spinning us a tale from if that were the case? And it wouldn't even be trucks that took over. It'd probably be like mice or something. It'd be like, oh, we gotta put mouse holes in all of our doors to make sure that all the mice can get around because we're just being bullied by them 100% of the time, all the time. Alright, well that was a stupid topic of conversation. Let's start blasting these guys with knives. That's some good blasting with knives. I'm kind of hoping to get a little bit more extra cash money. No. Well, I mean, I'm going to get a little bit more. I was kind of hoping for like a legendary item that I could sell. Something like that. Something that would give me a little bit more... any other place that I can go right now? I guess up here. See what's over there. Because I would like to, if possible, I mean, either buy something in the castle or manage to buy a upgraded, a much higher, more powerful version of the knife dance than what I already have right now, if possible. Well, that's going to be the next area then, because I don't really have any options here. All right, Kunai versus Shuriken. Place your bets right now. 53,000. Hey, that's kind of cool. Did I manage to get through the entire area without getting hit at all? Maybe I should have taken that chest then. All right, all right. Yay. Never open up that door with the prompt. That's lame. Alright, Timekeeper. Yep. That's that sort of damage. She goes down pretty quick to damage over time builds, I would say. Alright. Oh. Well, I gave an attempt. I'm actually taking less hits than I was expecting. I mean, I was hoping to get, what, like 4,000 health at the end of this? I'm doing significantly better than that, all things considered. There we are. There we be. All these grand ideas of trying to reroll for these sort of like idealized affixes just completely went out of the window. Completely went out the window when the game absolutely refused to give me any more of these knife dances. I mean, that's always the #1 thing when it comes to getting skills. Get 2 of them. Oh, good combo. Unfortunately, it is not this. Oh, come on. Last one there. Whatever. Be pretty nice, because that's a lot of damage reduction. Actually, it's only 35%. That's not too much damage reduction, but that would be like 55% with the current necklace I have. So, would be nice. Would be nice. I have no idea how that run's going to go. The old shove shield or whatever it's actually called, because I didn't look at the names again. Because that is, like, shoving is such a weird mechanic. Hey, one of these days, probably pretty soon, probably within the next couple days, I'm going to be doing the everyone's favorite, the Spartan sandals, and there I'll talk a lot about pushing and pulling mechanics. I mean, it's an interesting sort of topic, I think, in this game, where they wanted to do something a little bit different with mechanics, but unfortunately, they made it so underpowered that you'd almost never want to use it. Oh, good. I should be totally fine fighting the Elite Thorny. I do not foresee any issues with... Oh, there's a stat up there first. Stat scroll. Which I didn't see who's holding it. It's that catcher. 4, 3, 2, come on. Come on. Ugh. Along with being extremely difficult to actually get the right skills back in the day, it's the fact that I would have to deal with so much waiting for cooldowns to refresh is why I never really thought that a skill-based only run would work. But I do think that something like this, it's a little bit different just because it's quite good in how they function. Not quite enough to take that guy down. Of course, I knew I need a lot more. Nope. Knew I need a lot more damage coming in here anyway. What was it? 54,000 to be able to upgrade this to S rank, my new one, or really, I would say much more preferable. Just buy another knife dance from the shop. Should lose 2% on that. Just give it the hell. 6670, not bad. Of course, that's kind of what you expect from And you get so little health if you're doing tactics. It is crazy. That it's just... And I just don't do a whole lot of brutality runs these days, so that's why I'm a little flabbergasted at what the health amounts are here. It's been too long. It has just been too long. And usually usually if I do brutality runs, I do like split brutality runs where I got survival and brutality. You know, it's all a whole thing. All right. Okay, good. I think that I'm gonna at least see what I might be able to. Excuse me. I think I'll at least see what I might be able to get in the shops here. I'm not holding my breath, considering the RNG that has been in this run thus far. But I suppose we will see. All right, that should do it. Anything of interest? Nope, just a key. That's fine. I don't know, I kind of choked there. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. Like, I was thinking, oh, I could try rolling through that. But then, you know, it would probably end with me going directly into the spikes if I attempted that. So I just froze up and didn't move at all. And got hit. As you do. As you do. Wow, that's a distance. Anyway, let's see what we got down here. I take the exit. I would take a shop. Chest is honestly a little bit low on the old, what I would take ometer. That's where you find acceptance. Probably would have been worth picking up at some point in time because I did get a few cursed chests in this run. As much as I wasn't really planning. I think that in the end it will be worth it. I don't think that it's going to be the deciding factor, those 2 extra chests that I managed to pick up, but I do think that it'll be... Let's try. I do think that it will be useful. Nope, still on cooldown. Oh, this is not good at all. Alright, that's fine. I can take a potion hit. A single potion hit, that's not bad at all. Anything of interest up here? Have I seen this one? Mm-hmm. Also, those are all the various runes that you see on the clock in the background of the timekeeper or on the banners around the chests. All that sort of stuff. Still not entirely sure what they're supposed to be, but they're runes that appear in multiple places in the game. So, the idea that they have some sort of significance is probably likely, I would say. Come on, what do we got? Okay. Big money, no garbagey. Well, it doesn't even matter, it's not there, and I might as well... I have, like, just enough money to upgrade my newest knife storm, so I guess I'm just gonna go for that. It's like I'm gonna have to jump. Alright. This shouldn't be any issue at all. They might be in that blood pool. The double tracker fight might be in the blood pool, but the blood pool is not going to be affected by extra blood. If anything, you'd think that, no, not again. If anything, that you'd think that the extra blood would, you know, like, it'd be worse for them, with, like, bloodborne illnesses and all that. Which I'm sure that these, tiny, undead assassin creatures probably care a lot about, you know, bloodborne illnesses. I mean, I'm just saying I would. I wouldn't want to have a bunch of open wounds and also be running around in a pool of blood. I wouldn't want to be running around in a pool of blood, period, but, you know. If I was, I wouldn't want to have a whole bunch of open wounds, that's what I'm saying. Take care of yourself, man. Don't put yourself in harm's way like that. Even if it will prevent you from being set on fire. Alright, all 3 keys, and what do we got over here? Nothing that I can use, unfortunately. And a little more health, a little more cooldown reduction. Just go all into damage. You know what never does me wrong? Putting it all in damage. Go to the casino, I say, put it all on damage, and they're like, this is blackjack. I don't know, I've never been to a casino before. Upgrade, please. Shots pierce. I'm gonna risk it. Oh no! Okay, okay. I have no words. Well, I guess my words were, I'm going to risk it. Hand. Please. Please, hand. Please be gentle. Go easy on me here. Just this once, buddy. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Alright, alright. Well, there's phase 1 done at least. Wait. Oh, hey. I always gotta remember that the mobs in this fight do significantly more damage than the hand usually does. So, if there's one thing that you do not want to get hit by, it is the mobs. I have to, because otherwise I'm just gonna take so much damage. It's like, I didn't like that. Look, I hated that as much as you hated that. But you gotta understand, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices for the greater good. Come on, go into your next phase. Okay. Alright, that's 2 phases down. I think I'll take you down first, just so I'm not getting hit a whole lot. Come on. Alright, fine, whatever. That's fine, too. Okay, well, he can't hit me up here, so... Also, the extra poison is... Damn it. Uh-oh. Oh, come on! That was, like, right on the edge. Oh, yeah. That's about how that was gonna go, just because, like... somehow I managed to not destroy that flag. Okay, I can jump right back there and get that run done easy.